Back in the 80s, in the basketball world, nobody lifted weights. Everybody thought this was something for football players or Olympic athletes, but it wasn't something the basketball players should be doing at the time. And coaches were primarily concerned that it would bulk players up too much, it would limit their mobility, and most of all, it would affect the technique on players' shooting form. And so this wasn't a common practice in the late 80s. And then the Chicago Bulls got beat in back-to-back years in the NBA playoffs by the Detroit Pistons. And Michael Jordan was just getting physically worn down by a guy named Joe Dumars. And that's because in 1988, Jordan scored 59 points against the Pistons on national TV. And the Pistons coaching staff was so embarrassed that they implemented what were known as the Jordan rules. And essentially this meant that any time Michael Jordan got into the paint, into the lane, close to the hoop on the basketball court, the rule was that you need to foul him so hard that he's going to hit the floor. And that was our strategy to wear him out. And so after the Bulls lost for the third year in a row to the Pistons, Jordan knew that if he and the Bulls were going to overcome this barrier that they kept running up against every single year, they had to do something different. They had to do something untraditional, non-conventional in the basketball world at that time. And what that was starting to lift weights. And Jordan hired a guy by the name of Tim Grover, who's up on that screen right there with Jordan in the weight room. And they started to lift. And they would get together at Jordan's house in the offseason at 7 a.m. Everybody would get there. Jordan's private chef would cook them breakfast, and then they would hit the weight room. And as some of you in here probably know, the Bulls went on to win back-to-back-to-back NBA titles 2 different times during the 90s. The Bulls were willing to do something differently to challenge what was the status quo in the basketball world at that time. And that's exactly what high-performing leaders do, no matter the industry. They know that the rate of internal growth has to meet or exceed the rate of external change.